Broadcasting around the world on the World Wide Web.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh yeah. Broadcasting live from the Josie Network Studios in downtown Medina, Tennessee. It's that time of week again. It's time for the Josie Show. Bringing you the most exciting music news and guests from around the world. Right here on the Josie Show. Please make welcome the beautiful, the talented, the lovely, America's radio sweetheart, Mrs. Josie Passantino-Boone.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Josie Show. I'm Josie Passantino-Boone and I'm so excited because my special guest today is Sarah Hardwig, who I'm sure you all know and recognize when she was introduced to the world recently on America's Got Talent. Her audition was incredible. And so I'm really looking forward to talking to her about that. She also has a new single out. We're going to talk about it all. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So I'm not even going to, I'm not going to keep blabbing. We're going to bring her right on. All right, here is Sarah Hardwig. Hi.
Hi, Josie. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been looking forward to this.
Of course. Me too.
Yes. So we have something very exciting to talk about because you have a new song coming out August 14th titled Breaking Away. Yes, you go, girl. Can you share a little bit about this song and the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, of course. So I wrote Breaking Away when I was just about to graduate high school, and I had a lot of self-doubt that was clouding my mind. And I kind of had this, I kind of figured out that time slows down for nothing and no one. And one of the best ways to address that is to try to show up and be the best version of ourselves that we can be, which also includes not letting self-doubt take control of what we do, because we can always turn a negative into a positive through that. So we're breaking away from that self-doubt.
Oh, I love that. And that's a concept that so many people deal with on the day-to-day basis. So it's a song that a lot of people can relate to. And I'm glad that you put it to words. You know what I mean? You put it to a song.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. And will there be more, new music to come? Because I don't think this is the end.
No, it is not. So I have a couple more singles that I am planning on releasing. One of them is called You Lied, and it's a good old cheating song. Yeah. And then the other one is called You're Why I Hate Whiskey. And then after that, I am planning on getting a couple more songs recorded, and my plan is to put out a full EP either by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So I'm very excited.
Okay, well, you just made me excited. That is so exciting. I cannot wait for that. So, of course, I'm looking forward to the next singles.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, but awesome. So an EP, I think that's going to be phenomenal. And tell us a little bit about the vibe that you're going for when it comes to the EP. Like, what could fans kind of expect on maybe the sound? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I have such a large amount of musical influences, from Carrie Underwood and Chris Young to ABBA to Journey, Def Leppard, and Foreigner. And I've always kind of joked that because of the fact that I can't see, I can't necessarily switch lanes I can't necessarily stay in one lane while driving. I can't drive anyway.
Right.
But so that means I kind of want to sonically play with my sound a little bit. I mean, yes, the EP will cover country and stuff like that, but it's different parts. It's different parts of country. There's going to be pop country stuff, and then Breaking Away has a little bit more of a rock feel, and then You're Why I Hate Whiskey kind of tackles a R&B soul kind of feel to it. So yeah, I just love to play. I love to play with my sound quite a bit because that's what my number one influence, Carrie Underwood, does, and so that's what makes her my number one influence. Wow. She's not afraid to play with her sound and just explore every sonic texture imaginable.
Absolutely. I mean, nobody really needs to stay in one lane, honestly. I
No.
mean, it's so important to kind of expand, especially if you have those kind of influences. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
might as well use it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I actually came across a video of a music executive speaking, and he said the lines for genres are so blurred. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And he said that because of that reason, that means you don't necessarily have to put yourself to one box. There's room for everyone, you know?
Exactly. Absolutely. It's so true. And I
Yes.
love that you're exploring that about yourself. And I'm so excited. And I can't wait. August 14th, everybody, make sure you mark down your calendars. Breaking Away is coming, and it'll be available on all the streaming places that we find music today, right?
Yes, it will
Yeah.
be. I'm
I can't
excited.
wait. So exciting. And I want to talk a little bit about this because the world obviously was introduced to you recently through your America's Got Talent audition.
Yes.
Yes. What made you decide to audition? Let's start there.
Well, I decided to audition at the beginning of the year.
Cool.
AGT actually hosted a public showcase in Nashville
Oh.
in January, and yeah, I went to the showcase. I remember that night very well because I had just played the song "Suffragettes" for the first time at the Listening Room Cafe.
Yeah.
So after I did that, I had to rush over to the venue where the showcase was taking place, which was luckily 5 minutes away, and
nice.
sing. So I was very, very stressed. And I remember after the showcase, about a couple weeks later, I got an email from AGT, and they just asked me, "Hey, would you like to come to LA and audition?" And I said, "Absolutely." So that's how it happened.
That's amazing. I
Thank
think that
you.
is so cool. You're very welcome. And you were incredible. I mean, were you nervous at all before you walked onto stage? I mean, you hit it very well if you were.
Oh yeah, I was nervous. The whole audition was pretty much a blur. I mean, the only thing I really remember is me trying to hit that high note at the end of the song because that was the part that I was worried about the most. And I also remember getting backstage. My back was covered in sweat, and I was just like, I have Terry Crews coming up to me and asking me all these questions, and I'm just like, sir, I need a chair.
Yeah.
My feet
are a little wobbly.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was going to pass out, but I did say in my audition, I feel like I have vertigo. My legs are shaking so much. So yeah, I was very nervous, but I got through it, and that's really all that matters.
Yes, that's all that matters. And you just kicked major butt. And people are still talking about it. You're very welcome. I thought that was really cool. What I thought was really cool was after your audition, literally all of these great, like, I went on Facebook and just when you scroll down, it was literally Sarah, like on all of these news sources.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. That was absolutely insane.
It was so, so cool. And so many people were able to kind of hear a little bit about your story because you shared it on the show. People were able to call you an inspiration, which you were. I mean, receiving that kind of heartfelt feedback from people who were genuinely moved and inspired by your story. What was that feeling like? What was that time like?
It was so overwhelming. I was so emotionally overwhelmed. I mean, there were multiple times where I felt like I could cry, but I really couldn't because I was just so stimulated.
I
mean, the only time that I really cried was when was after I got interviewed by a radio station in my hometown, and then I just lost it. I'm pretty sure that was like the day after the audition aired, or maybe that same week. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, it was a roller coaster of emotions for sure.
Yes, it was a lot, and it was so cool, seeing all of that because I'm like, finally, I'm glad that you're getting the flowers that you deserve, and what did that experience teach you about taking chances and putting yourself out there? Because that's not easy to do. I mean, that's a huge platform. Did that teach you anything about maybe yourself?
No, I mean, not
Yeah.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
I would say it proved a point.
Yeah.
I mean, I said in my audition, you could do anything that you set your mind to, regardless of whether you have a disability or not. You know, I mean, if, you know, and I'll say this, like, if 1 million people don't see whatever you do, that's okay. As long as 1 or 2 people see it and they're in your corner, you are good.
Yeah.
You know, you are good to go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what I loved is that, and you've always done this really, even before AGT, is I love that you use your platform to obviously help those who, have a disability. You're able to use your platform to help those who are also dealing with something. You know what I mean? Because we all deal with something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you if you could, for those who maybe don't know the story that we're talking about, maybe they didn't see the audition.
So I was diagnosed with a rare eye condition called Leber's congenital amaurosis, also known as LCA, when I was 5 months old, and it left me with only light perception. I can only see light and darkness. I cannot see any shapes or shadows or colors or large print or anything.
Gotcha.
So so I've had to deal with quite a bit of challenges in my life, but that hasn't stopped me from pursuing my dream and doing what I love.
I love that. And it shouldn't, because you are kicking major butt out there, girl.
Thank you.
Telling you. And there's going to be some more exciting things. And what I think is so great about you is you are so close with your family, as I am with mine. You have such a great support team and foundation on this journey, which I'm sure is so important for you.
Yes, right? It is. I mean, I'm not doing this by myself.
No, thank goodness. Yeah.
I mean, my parents, I mean, they moved to Nashville with me to help me on this crazy journry. I mean, if it wasn't for them supporting me and, and being aware of, my talent that I had from a young age and, really highlighting that, I would not be here. Sure. I really would not. I mean, because doing it by myself would be very difficult. So that would be difficult for anybody.
It would. Oh man, I can't even imagine. Thank goodness for family. It's so important, especially on the journey that you're on. And I have some fun questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Perfect. So I wanted to ask you, has there been a moment in your career so far that has been kind of like a pinch me moment? Like you just stood there and kind of like, what in the, like, is this actually happening? Was it the AGT audition or was there another moment?
I mean, the AGT audition is up there, but so I got to play the Grand Ole Opry a couple of years ago because there was a foundation called, I'm pretty sure they're called the Dream Machine Foundation, and they make people's dreams come true, especially those who have disabilities. And I got to invite some of my friends and my family to watch me play the Grand Ole Opry and play a few songs. So that was definitely a pinch me moment for sure. And another one was when I got to sing the Star Spangled Banner in front of, I think it was about 70,000 people at Nissan Stadium as part of the TransPerfect Music City Bowl a few years ago. So I've had quite a few moments like that, and I've also been very grateful to have gotten the opportunity to sing with people like Lauren Elena, Lo Cash, and Charles Kelly from Lady A. So, yeah, it's been a very wild ride.
Wild! Oh, that is so wild. That's amazing. You've had
Thank you.
And so much more to come for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the next fun question for you. While performing live, have you ever had any kind of embarrassing onstage moments or an onstage mishap that you could tell us about?
Well, I've certainly forgotten a couple lyrics.
Girl, I know it.
But one of them actually happened a few weeks ago. I had a blind girl moment where so I was performing at a songwriter round called the Nashville Tour Stop, and they do it at the Distillery in Midtown here in Nashville. Yeah. And there was a girl who I thought was playing her own guitar or whatever. Yeah. And so I think like I had just either gotten done playing my last song or I was about to play my last song. And this girl was complimenting me and she was like, "Your voice is incredible." And I said, your guitar skills are incredible. She had a guitarist.
Oh my goodness.
She had a guitar.
You are so funny.
I mean, because the way the guitarist was sitting, it sounded like, they were sitting right next to each other, but it was hard for me to tell if she had her own guitarist or if she was actually playing guitar. So, whoops.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious, because that's actually when my mom told me that I had to go and get checked up, is because during a concert, during a show, I couldn't really see like little like details on the stage, you know, like it was so blurry. And my mom's like, that's not normal. And I was like, I thought everybody couldn't see up to a certain point. I didn't know.
I mean, yeah, that's true. If lights are shining in your face.
Right. I didn't know. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I could see how that could happen.
Yeah, I apologized to her afterwards. We're good. We're fine.
That is so funny. It happens. You are too funny. I love that you can laugh about the most craziest, embarrassing moments, because as humans, we make these like little mistakes, especially like forgetting lyrics, you know?
Yeah.
I can't imagine being like a music artist and even remembering all of the lyrics to begin with.
I mean, I have to. I can't have a teleprompter to look. I can't have a teleprompter to look down on, or, you know, I can't read braille lyrics while I'm playing guitar. That's not going to happen. So if my brain fails, it's off the rails.
Exactly. You are too funny. I'm telling you, you need to one day, you could be a comedian. I think
I've heard so many people say that, and my social anxiety, well, not my social anxiety, but my social awkwardness is just like, no.
I hear you. It's tough.
It can be tough. Yes.
I could imagine, but you just give me that vibe. You'd be so good at it. But
Thank you.
you're welcome. I just had so much fun getting the chance to talk to you and get to know you a little bit better, because you've been at Josie Music Awards, but I never got the opportunity to really talk to you.
Yeah.
So this was so much fun. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate you. And please come back on anytime, okay?
Of course, I will. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Josie Show today. It was such a blast chatting with Sarah Hardwig. She is just so sweet, and she has the sense of humor that I love. She was so much fun to talk to. And I want to thank you all once again for staying tuned into the Josie Show week after week. Please check out josieshow.com to see who is next on our scheduled guests. We have such a great lineup coming up. So make sure you check that out at josieshow.com. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.